Topic: The Reprieve. No bikini but plenty of attitude, by Sophia Ishfaq. The jail door has opened just a crack, and you hesitate before stepping outside. Is it safe to take the chance, step out, and hope for a few short hours of peace and dignity? The BlackBerry is still in hand, but the pace of emails and calls from work has slowed to a trickle. You climb into your standard sedan, not paid for as yet, but a work in progress like much in your life. Getting out, escaping to the beach, is a weekly pilgrimage of noise and distraction, one that is planned days in advance with endless texts and ego-bruising banter during hurried lunch breaks or long commutes from meetings across the teeming metropolis. Who will drive on this perilous journey, make the sandwiches that meet everyone's taste, or buy them as the bakery of choice? More importantly, who will work out the car seating chart that best serves everyone's interests and inclinations? Singles with singles, married couples divided to keep the peace as this caravan meanders on its way to the weekly baptism. To get to the beach, one must drive over an hour in bumper to bumper traffic as buses try to crush you, and bicyclists attempt to impale themselves on shards of steel emerging at right angles from trucks bound for construction sites. In fact, the entire city is really a construction site, always in flux, partially undone as each season grinds to a conclusion, without any real change. Completion dates are a fiction, pasted on boards that jeer at you as you drive by, convincing no one. When your journey takes you through the trucking hub of Liari, your city radars are on high alert, aware that ethnic and political wounds can manifest as blisters of crime, puncturing your pampered existence. Today it seems to be all quiet, but as you drive by unmolested, you fail to notice that a Suzuki van filled with streetwise residents has eased its way behind you. The van follows at a polite distance as you pass a toll booth and head for more open spaces. Just as you reach for a coke and a sandwich, the van pulls up and blocks the road. Your friend who is driving wisely stops, aware that any resistance will give the people in the van an excuse to open fire. Two men walk towards the car. One comes to your window and points to your handbag. You roll down the window and pass it to him. No words are wasted during this exchange. The driver hands over his wallet and phone. He wants to ask if he can keep his SIM card, but one look at his passengers' terrified faces convinces him not to make the request. The van now waves us on, and one gangster even grins as if to say this is all in good fun. We continue on our way to the beach, relieved of our money and phones, but not our lives. At least not this time. One wise guy jokes that we have just paid the real toll, and we all giggle as if it's the best joke we have heard this year. Nobody suggests abandoning the trip or turning back. This is a ritual that must be honored. As the sea finally comes into murky view and you tentatively crack open a window, the acrid breeze hits you with its fumes of a sea that has been polluted by too many people and too many businesses, unregulated and unrepentant. Still, you rejoice because the fabled shore is near at last. You try to see if the water is choppy, but the line of huts foils you at every turn, as staggering bushes turn into stray dogs that hurl themselves after you, barking their anger and hunger. The small roadside huts house children just as angry and hungry, and these mini citizens hurl small rocks and abuse in many dialects at the cars that drive by. You are still rattled from the robbery, so you wonder if this resentment is actually directed against you and your kind, the car owners who rule the highways. But usually you don't even notice, so fixed are you on your goal. On and on you travel, until you see the signs pointing to the magic number that designates your chosen hut. and you arrive at the blue and white shack that will be home for the next few hours of unmixed bliss. You unload the sandwiches and bakery goodies that taste all the better for not being stolen from you, and gorge on them gratefully, believing that these are no calories counts at the beach. Just as there is also no judgment on the shorts and tank tops you suddenly don, as if this wasn't Karachi anymore, but an exotic land where this was the norm for women. To your left and right, other huts struggle on, and in front an expanse of sharp, flinty rocks once again blocks your view. But you can hear the sea, breathing. Its raspy sounds like that of a lifelong smoker on a calm day, or the pygmy roar that covers you with spit when it is the monsoon. Excited, you change into your swimsuit, keep on the shorts, and a t-shirt for modesty, and run down to the small expanse of sand that divides you from the opaque depths. If you are wise, you keep on your diving booties. Otherwise, the sharp shore stones pierce your feet as you plunge into the water and for a moment forget that there will always be 20 pair of eyes checking you out. As you jump up every time a wave rolls up by or bask on your back in the shallows, you feel a strange, sneaking bliss creep over you. Never mind that the water probably has more petrol in it than the standard sedan you have parked next to the beach hut, or that unnamed toxins are probably being absorbed by your innocent skin. From the marvel of a nuclear power plant that shines like a five-star resort in the summer evening, you still bask and tumble in the waves like a seal or a dolphin that has lost its freedom, but not its sense of wonder. Happy and waterlogged, sometimes you land up on the shore in an ungainly heap thrown by the waves, and at other times emerging with all the grace of a Bond girl. No bikini, but plenty of attitude. Then a trek back to the hut, slipping and sliding in two wet slippers that collect even more sand, so that by the time you reach your destination, your feet are cocooned in a mask of wet clay, sculptural and brittle. As you wash your feet in a bucket and basin placed outside for your convenience, you are appalled by the wrinkled, grey skin that emerges from the slime. Suddenly worried about the sun and the wrinkles possibly appearing on other parts of your body, you rush inside for a chill drink. Now for the calorie overload that the city forbids, but the beach almost insists on. Like a typical desi host, bring on the cupcakes, the mayo-laden sandwiches, and the trans fat-filled patties bought from must-eat from bakeries. As you eat and drink your fill, the sun slips into screensaver mode and you chat or stay silent as the mood takes you. Sometimes you light lanterns or fire up the generator as light starts to twinkle all across the beach and your friends start loading up cars and making plans for the next weekend. The ritual of locking up, of putting away, and of sealing off from the hungry or the curious is your last task. The stray dogs that look at you hopefully but expect a kick or an unkind word get some crusts. The baby goats greedily eat up sandwich wrappers and greasy newspapers. The chowkidar who expects his weekly tip to ensure that day triples are kept away, but still maintains a dignified insouciance. What do these beach denizens think of the weekly visitors? Are we invaders despoiling their lands, or rich fools to be duped out of our hard-earned rupees? The locals always stay dignified and silent, accepting that this is the way it has to be. This is the routine that has brought electricity to their village, put cars in their garages, and delicate gold earrings in their babies' earlobes. Did your wallets and phones pay for any of this, you wonder? Did men from the village hire that van and now stand ironic guard over the leftovers? Then you realize that despite the perils, you will still keep coming back here, because this is all the city can offer by way of rest. Here, prosperity seems to mean grills in the windows and security guards close by. Yet the bars on the windows remind you that what keeps intruders out can also confine one, turning homes and offices into penitentiaries. The thought of Monday and work chills you, more than the presence of gangsters, more than the wet hair and the damp jeans that you put on for the drive back home. The AC freezes and the music blares as you charge into the maelstrom of bus, truck, car, bicycle, donkey cart, hoping that one robbery per trip is the norm and you can make it back unmolested. You even sing short bursts of song in the post-sun haze that has now entered your soul, and the tense moments recede from your adaptable city mind. You crave the sea like a fix that will set you right for the next week of toil and turmoil, waiting till the next time you can escape just for a little while from your own peeping Tom guards, your home with the prison high walls, and your slavish lifestyle.